In French, trompe means to deceive, as in The Great Deceiver, which is in French le grand trompeur, where the French O gets almost pronounced like at 95% as the American U, as in the name Trump. So here you can see it, here it says in French. So officially in the Bible they talk about le grand trompeur. See the O, Trump, it's pronounced almost the same as the American, the U. You know, and as in English, in the Bible, it's called the Great Deceiver. And in French, these words here, exactly these words, are used like the English, this here. It's the equivalent in French. Le grand trompeur. And I'll show you how he is deceiving you. Oh boy. Therefore, I'll exchange now the French O for the American U, in which the name of Trump becomes totally visible in the French equivalent of the Great Deceiver, namely le grand trompeur, as you can see here. So here it says the Great Deceiver, and here in French, le grand trompeur. So in French, here you would pronounce this trompeur, but that's not his name. His name is Trump. So we can pronounce it trompeur, which sounds more like trompeur, the Great Deceiver in French. Let me remind you that the French language is the language of Pharaoh's nobility, which is a very precise language and still the world's diplomatic language. And this French precision in the language can be found in the French l'Antéchrist, the guy who comes anterior and is not anti, as in Antichrist. So here it says l'Antéchrist with an E and not with an I in the French language. It's from ante, from the word anterior and not anti. I already explained it to you. So in case you don't believe me, I punched this here in the machine, le grand trompeur, Bible. And here it says it's AI. In French it's the other way around. Or in English it's the other way around, you might say. So here it says, le grand trompeur, as I've written before in the image, is this guy here, this one. Yes, you see it's similar to Spanish here, and this is the same as in English. And here it says again, Satan is le trompeur, Trump. There you go, Trump. It's pronounced exactly almost the same way. Like if you put a U here and pronounce his name as in English, Trump, you get trompeur, the same. And this is interesting. In this one here, you probably, this verse here, in English is probably the same. He's using false miracles and signs. Tromper, it means to deceive. And this is the end of times. Fin is the end, and temps, times, the end of times. I've been showing you, he's using a lot of signs, with his hands and his fingers and, these sort of things in his house. And remember, how he was like allegedly shot. I don't believe a word. I gave you some proofs. And it was a miracle. They all said it's a miracle, but it's false. It wasn't a miracle. He was probably not even shot. So this is the false miracles, what they talk about, you know. Here it says, la terre, it means the earth, tout entière, completely, séduit, from the word séduire, it means to seduce. You know, it's almost the same, S-E-D from seduce, séduire. And in here, he's seducing the whole world. And we can see it happening, you know, the whole world, you know, a lot of, especially in the white man's world, they love him, you know, because also the jaywalkers love him, the Germans even love him in England, you know, because he's, you know. But it's all a technique. I've been showing this in one of my last videos. First, you know, it's ordo ab chaos. They create chaos, and, you know, le grand trompeur is coming and he's going to create order. You know, it's all... And the one who made the chaos before, you know, like Biden and Obama and all that, you know, they're all the same. They belong to it, you know, and I've been telling you this all the time. So in my channel, we're not like, I'm in favor of this president and not, I'm against that one, you know. No, I'm against all of them, you know. So I don't want to see these sort of comments anymore like that. Why don't you say anything against Biden? I did. I also talked about Obama, that he's Swiss. I made videos against Macron, against Putin, all of them. You know, they're all pharaohs and they're all liars. But this one is special, you know, le grand trompeur, le grand trompeur. Very special. Why? Because so many people believe him. That's why, you know, he's seducing humanity. So here you can see it again. Satan, le trompeur par excellence. The French connection of Trump's name is not far off at all, as Trump's grandfather was from the German town of Kallstadt in the Rhinelands-Palatinate of the Swiss buffer zone of the ethnic Swiss, and only 50 kilometers from the French border, in an area that was attacked and occupied by the French relentlessly, as in 1794, and like also by Napoleon in 1806, after which Kallstadt stayed part of the Rhine, the French Rhine Confederation, until 1813. So here you see the coat of arms of Donald Trump. Here it says Trump, like in Le Grand Trompeur, French. It's only 50 kilometers from the French border. And as a child, I had extensive heraldry teachings, so I'll explain some more about this one here to you, which I already did, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. So first of all, there are 3 lions. The lions is a symbol of the nobility. It's from the Egyptian Sphinx. Usually a coat of arms, you know, on each side it has a lion, or at the entrance of a castle. This is a Templar symbol, 2 of them. That's why in the army they have this, like corporal and sergeant and all these things. It's also the entrance of the big pyramid of Cheops, and where the Knights Templars got part of their Templars treasure from. So that's why they use it a lot. Here you see the concept of 4. And a circle is the concept of 3, so it says square and compass actually. And you see here, the hand is like bursting through the square. And the square is the underpart of a pyramid, you know, where the grass grows. So that stands, it's the lower part of the hierarchy. So that stands for the people, the commoners. So the hand with the spear is coming out of the commoners, as you see. And before that, the roots of this coat of arms, it's the nobility with 3 lions. It's even 3. So, and I've explained that to you, that he is related to the royal house of Denmark and Norway, Trump is. But then, it got all mixed up, and there was the revolution and all this, and the French in Karlstadt. So, he doesn't have probably that much nobility, aristocratic blood. So that's why here's the square. And there's only 1 spear, which also means it should be 3 spears, for the concept of 3 for the old world's order. And so it also means here that he's only part of the nobility, and part he has the rights and the power of the blood also of the nobility. Otherwise, it should have been 3. And the hand is also white for the New World Order. And red is the Old World Order. So this is the reason why he's allowed to use this coat of arms, because it's not a real coat of arms of the nobility. And we can see this through the square, and there's only 1 arrow, and here the hand is white, and here there are 4 dots. There's a lot of signs here that it's not an original from the nobility. But apparently he has proven to the bloodlines of the Per-A, the big house, where the word pharaoh etymologically comes from, that he does have partly blood of this bloodline. And I already showed you 2 other of his coat of arms, which he puts apparently everywhere, on each house and on each door. And I'll show you a couple of more. It's really, there's something wrong, if you do this, psychologically. Here's a network, it says. And he puts it everywhere. And there is this French connection in the name, because it's not very far from France. It is Karlstadt. And here it is as well, the exact same one, on a gate here somewhere at one of his numerous houses. And, if you do this sort of things, there must be missing something, like a huge minority complex. Probably because in his youth he got his enormous pressure from his family and his father, to get somewhere, to accumulate a lot of wealth and money and houses and all this. So the guy has an enormous minority complex. People who tend to do these sort of things, write their names everywhere, and pretend they're someone important and someone you have to reckon with. There's a minority complex deeper down. And again, he's allowed to use this coat of arms because it shows everywhere that he's not really a part of the nobility. So there's this square, there's the color white here, and there's only 1 arrow. It should be 3. So this is why he's giving out the information. It's like me using the word allegedly, then it becomes like legal, So here's the same. Allegedly, he's part of the nobility. And, he officially is, actually, but the percentage is also very important, how thick the blood is, so to speak. And here, one more time, here somewhere on a wall on some of his houses. So I've shown you at least 6 coat of arms he puts everywhere on his houses and his real estate. And probably hundreds more, I guess. So it says Trump, which is most likely French, trompe, to deceive. Le trompeur, le grand trompeur. Also, the name Karlstadt relates to the French and their king, Karl the Great, who attacked the Germans in the year 772. Thus, etymologically, where the name Karlstadt derives from, as the town of Karl, Karlstadt. By the way, in those days, the French were called the Franks and the Germans were called Saxons. So here, this is where the name allegedly Trump, where it comes from his grandfather, Karlstadt. Well, it derives from, of course, from Karlstadt. Stadt, it means the town, and Karl is Karl the Great. And yes, I know that it says in the internet that before Trump, the name was Drumpf. But listen, I never heard the name Drumpf in Germany. I don't think it even exists, you know. So they try to hide it, that the name Trump is from Trompe. It's French, just as the town is originally French. And another funny thing here, I read here Mar-a-Lago, and Mr. Trump, he's pretending to be against the MS-13, Mara Salvatrucha, but here it also says Mara, like Mara Salvatrucha. It's all Mara, and Mer or Meru is the demotic word for pyramid, like here, on the entrance of the pyramid. So, it's all there. Look at the words and look at the symbols and the signs, and don't listen to what they say, don't listen at all, just turn off the sound when they talk. So, at a certain time, when the town of Karl, the emperor, was occupied by the French, Trump's name might have been even written the French way with an O, as in the French word tromper, meaning to deceive, as in the great deceiver, or le grand trompeur. So, and in the, here it says Trump instead of Trump, trompe. So, somebody might be speaking English here, or even some French persons. I know there's some French persons watching my videos who might say, yeah, but trompe, it's with an E. Je trompe, il trompe, he's deceiving and all this. But, in the Middle Ages, words were written, completely different sometimes, completely different vocals and consonants, even in English. So even je trompe might have been written without the E in the Middle Ages. And it's only 50 kilometers from the French border, and in the Swiss buffer zone, Karlstadt is, where the name is from. And it was occupied all the time by the French, starting in the year 772, I think it was, by Karl the Great. So it's not the Germans actually attacking France all the time. It's the French attacking Germany all the time, and the Germans. We've been lied to by history, and until finally in 1914, and the German nobility started to hit back. Most of all because of the French Revolution, where the new system, the horizontal rule, they tried to enforce their system upon other empires like Russia, Italy, the kingdom, Austria a huge empire, Germany a huge empire. And these nobilities of these empires, they didn't want it, and they hit back into world wars. This is why history basically went on. Eh? So here we can read about Karlstadt, the town of Karl. And here you can see how close it is to France. Here's France, it's 50 kilometers. Here's Swaziland. And as the Swiss mercenaries, they murdered like 2/3 of the German population. All this, the whole south, it's ethnic Swiss. I've shown that in my videos. And it says from 1321, it was held by the Montfort Knights. Montfort, it's French. Fort, it means strong. And Mont, there must have been a T here. But like in the Middle Ages, they didn't even write the T down, you know. And Mont, it means a mountain, like Simon de Montfort. It means a strong mountain, which is probably Swaziland, eh? And they speak French there as well. The strong mountains. And in 1321, yeah, that was just after Swaziland was founded, a couple of years before, in 1291, or 30 years before. So probably Swiss knights from the strong mountains. And here the left bank of the Rhine was occupied by France during the War of the First Coalition in 1794. And here it says, Karlstadt belonged to the French department of Mont-Tonnerre. Mont, again, it means mountain, and tonnerre, it means thunder. Here it says Donnersberg. Oh, I actually went there a couple of years back. And yeah, here is Karlstadt. Maybe it doesn't work. How do I get back? Yeah, it worked. And yeah, this is how it looks here, Germany. And oh yeah, here it says the Heinz and the Trump families. So the origins of that town is more French than a lot of French, you know, especially the ones ruling it, you know, like these ones here, you know, they're ruling families. It's more French than German. The German part is more like the workers, the commoners. So I'd say it's definitely from trompe, tromper, you know, to deceive. Le grand trompeur, the great deceiver. Also, the way Monsieur Trompe is chasing women all the time, and especially being obsessed with young women, after his very own words, is not very German, but very French. In France, I see the man constantly hunt skirts, and they don't seem to care if all parties are married or not, just as Monsieur Trompe behaves by his very own words. Whereas the German in general is more like, oh, she must be able to make a good sauerkraut with Wurst sausage. Well, there's this joke about the French infidelity that fits Monsieur Trompe very well. Where does a Frenchman go after having made love? Well, he goes home. Well, and she is French after all, isn't she? The Statue of Liberty. You know, the Germans are very much linear thinkers, and I suppose they also have a linear sex drive. And not like the French and Monsieur Trompe. literally looking left and right if there's anything to seduce, or even worse. Here it says two-faced Donnie. In English, a deceiver is also called two-faced. And in the next audio recordings, we will hear who two-faced Le Grand Trompeur really is. Comparing when he speaks, when you're there, compared to when he speaks, and all the things he says when you're not there. Here it says again, two-faced Donnie. And once more, here it says two-faced Donnie. So when he knows you're there and listening, he says this.
I really like, I really admire and respect women, I have to tell you. You know, I joke and we're cavalier, but I think women are incredible. They're smarter than men.
Thank you.
They're tougher than men.
Thank you.
And certain women can lead certain men right down anything they want. It's the power of a certain thing that's just unbelievable.
and does that go for you? Can you be led anywhere?
Oh, yes, I can be led.
And behind your backs, when Donnie thinks nobody is listening, he shows his real face.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news there.
No. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Then back again to the deceiver face.
I really like, I really admire and respect women, I have to tell you. You know, I joke and we're cavalier, but I think women are incredible. They're smarter than men.
Thank you.
They're tougher than men.
Thank you.
And certain women can lead certain men right down anything they want. It's the power of a certain thing that's just unbelievable.
And once more, the hidden side of Donnie.
I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news there.
I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
And back again to Holy Donnie.
I really like, I really admire and respect women, I have to tell you. You know, I joke and we're cavalier, but I think women are incredible. They're smarter than men.
Thank you.
They're tougher than men.
Thank you.
I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news there.
I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. I really admire and respect women, I have to tell you. You know, I joke and we're cavalier, but I think women are incredible. They're smarter than men.
Thank you.
They're tougher than men. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I really admire and respect women, I have to tell you. You know, I joke and we're cavalier, but I think women are incredible. They're smarter than men. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I really admire and respect women, I have to tell you. You know, I joke and we're cavalier, but I think women are incredible. They're smarter than men. Grab them by the pussy. I really admire and respect women. I think women are incredible. Grab them by the pussy. I really admire and respect women. Grab them by the pussy. I really admire and respect women. Grab them by the pussy. I really admire and respect women. Grab them by the pussy. I really admire and respect women. Grab them by the pussy.
So now it has been proven that Holy Donnie is in fact a two-faced actor who talks very respectfully about women when he knows he is in the spotlight with people watching him, but in reality has no respect at all for women and merely degrades them as sex puppets or lust dolls when he thinks there's no one watching him, as been proven in this film. On my other channel, Homeland Security, I accumulated all the indications that not so very much Holy Donnie is allegedly demon-possessed, which is quite hard to prove in a court of law, therefore needing to use the legal protection of the word allegedly all the time, because these are very powerful and extremely organized people on top of the food chain. So here you see the demon, it says Demon Donnie, allegedly. And therefore, I also have to add allegedly in the title of this video, namely Faced Demon Donnie, allegedly. I also have this responsibility towards YouTube to avoid for Google to be dragged into court by the alleged two-faced demon Donnie and be fined a multiple $1 million fine for the video I made and got consequently published under the name of YouTube Google. So here again, you see here the long nose, you know what that means. And here's the other face behind his back. And here it says Demon Donnie, allegedly. So I released this video here on my channel Homeland Security by the title of Alleged Demonic Possession, Dominationis Demonium of US President Donald J. Trump, with all the proofs and indications accumulated in one single video of his alleged demonic infestation of the alleged Demon Donnie. So here's the other channel, there's the name, and here's the title. It says alleged. From what I've heard, in America, the Republican Party is no more and completely taken over by MAGA. Now, what is MAGA actually? What does it stand for, MAGA? A few years ago, businessman Trump went to make billion-dollar deals with his billionaire pals in Arabia. And on the way back, he dropped by in the JJ Bays to see how the jaywalkers were spending the US tax dollars. So Prime Minister Bibi said, "Yeah, good. We developed this army technique for the defense of the JJ Bays Holy Land, and we called it Krav Maga." "Oh," said Donnie to Bibi, "that's what I need in America, to show the dumb slaves back in America and pretend that me too, I'm defending them, and I will call it Crap Maga, which will be the American equivalent of our own military fighting system that will keep the dumb slaves quiet for a while and make them think they're cared for and divinely defended by the Crap Maga." So here is the jaywalker fighting system, Krav Maga, and here is the US equivalent by Donnie called Crap Maga. All of a sudden it's everywhere Maga, Maga, What's going on, eh? So here it says Krav Maga with the birdie behind it, as always, you know. And here is the American equivalent for the defense of America, the Krav Maga. Here it says Trump Tower, and here US tax dollars. Well, don't think that the jaywalker slaves in this country here, that they get any of it. No, they don't get any. It's just to keep up the horizontal rule system, which is about the only real horizontal rule in the Middle East. And this means that they belong to Pharaoh Solomon. He was married to the daughter of Pharaoh, which it says in the Bible. And it means that the jaywalker slaves, the dumb jaywalker slaves, they belong to the royal house of King Solomon. That's what it means. You know. Well, folks, I hope you don't mind homie Hross making a joke about it, as it's all a joke, basically, to see how all the sheeple are being lured into the US Krav Maga, with additionally none of the dumb slaves standing up and retaliate against Krav Maga, and to see how all those tough Americans are having the Krav Maga shoved down their throats. Well, happy Krav Maga to y'all.